I have a crush on the city.
Good morning and welcome. Today is a special day as we celebrate Spring Convocation here in Brantford. We're extremely proud of our soon-to-be graduates and the impact that they've made on our campus and our community. Of course, today is special not only for our students, but also for you, their family, and guests. If you've not already done so, please consider downloading our SafeHawk app for your visit here today. The ceremony will begin in a few moments when the graduating students enter the theater. Please remain seated while the students are entering. When all the students have taken their places, there will be a brief pause. The musicians will strike up a special fanfare and the officers and faculty of the university will enter and take their places here on the platform. Please rise and remain standing when the official party enters the theater and remain standing for the national anthem. I would like to draw your attention to the exits that are located at the sides of the theater. If it becomes necessary to clear the theater during the ceremony, the ushers will assist you to these exits. If you've not already done so, please consider I already said that part. And please take a moment to silence your cell phones. We'll trust that you enjoy this convocation ceremony.
Good morning. Welcome to Spring Convocation 2026. My name is Nadir Patel. I kind of like when that happens. Right when I say my name, it's like perfect. My name is Nadir Patel. I'm Chancellor of Wilfrid Laurier University. Convocation is now in session, so please be seated. Okay, we're going to do this again. I'm now going to ask you to now rise if you're able. The singing of the national anthem.
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Okay, now please be seated. We're kicking off convocation season today, so there'll be a few of these ups and downs along the way. Thank you very much, Craig Chips, for leading us in the singing of the national anthem. Craig's the Laurier's manager for Canadian student recruitment, and we're very, very privileged that you've been able to share your talent with us, Craig. To begin today's session, let me just start by saying that Laurier strives to improve its relationship with the land and people with whom we share it. And as such, it's important to further our understanding of the long-standing history that's brought Laurier to reside on the land and to seek to understand our place within that history. Laurier's Kitchener-Waterloo, Brantford, and Milton campuses are close to 18 First Nations communities and 12 Métis councils. The Six Nations of the Grand River and Mississaugas of the Credit First Nations are only a 15-minute drive from here, from our Brantford campus. And Laurier is very proud to foster a community that embraces Indigenous initiatives as part of our institutional identity. Laurier has been working toward the goal of indigenization, a term that reflects the incorporation of Indigenous knowledge into the daily life of the university. We do this in the spirit of the Truro Wampum Agreement between the Haudenosaunee and the European settlers. In the wampum belt that symbolizes the agreement, two parallel lines represent the idea that Indigenous peoples and settlers travel down the same river of life, bound together by the silver covenant chain, which commits to respect each other's ways of knowing and being and living in peace and friendship. And as such, it's become our custom to include a traditional Indigenous Thanksgiving address in our convocation celebrations. So on behalf of Wilfrid Laurier University and our Office of Indigenous Initiatives, I'm very, very pleased to invite Darren Thomas, Associate Professor of Indigenous Studies, a member of the Seneca Nation, the Bear Clan, and a resident of the Grand River Territory of the Haudenosaunee to deliver a Thanksgiving address. Darren.
Scano Seguego, it's my honor and pleasure to be able to offer some greetings for us this morning. The words I offer, it's not a prayer, it's not ceremony, it's basically good manners. What my people, the Haudenosaunee, what we've understood in this world, life is hard. There are a lot of things that we encounter in this world that doesn't always feel good, sometimes weighs heavy on our minds, heavy on our hearts. And often when we gather, we focus on those negative things rather than focusing on the positive things. So whenever we gather, we set our intentions for why we're gathering. So we do this before ceremony, we actually do this before any kind of business meeting, and we should actually do it for a big family dinner as well, because not like we have any hard feelings against our family or anything, right? But to clear the air, to set our minds to a good place rather than focusing all that's wrong in the world. For this moment, let's focus on the things that are good. I'm going to offer some words in the language and then I'll do a translation. Nanda nege ko das watau sio sky ko awado. Ne hando canto sa guaidiso sa guawi gonohonyo. Ne away sa scano dano danyo. Ne di ne dwe he ihia scott and doya agwani goha. Scott did what no honyo ne to ganyo to ogwani goha. Dane and draw true we sa hawen's a date. Do no heart, do no qua, ne go to sa nieha. Ne di ne dwe he. Gwego dadwa no honyo ne to ganyo to ogwani goha. Dane and draw true we. Hoda hondanyo touch snake sa na Hawaiian he. Ne di ne dwe he. Scott yeti no honyo ne to ganyo to ogwani goha. Dane and draw true we. Ganyo gadagi, haria yakyono, ne diokinyanido. Ne scano do not danyo. Ne di ne dwe he. Dieti no honyo, haria yakyono. Ne to ganyo to ogwani goha. Dane and draw true we. Said gowana skanadayo. Oi hawana, touch what's up, ne desai hai waitwa. Sat nasago ye he o hando. A wenden friend and yogi. Ne di ne dwe he. The said one no honyo said gowana skanadayo. Ne to ganyo to ogwani goha. Dane and draw true we. How gate go hide hanan great sagwadiso. Ne so to sando, ne scano, I do no nanyo. Ne di ne dwe he. The said one no honyo go hide hanan great sagwadiso. Ne to ganyo to ogwani goha. Dane tot na got gwene ike a get dog ganohonyo. Dane tot. I've just told you everything you need to live a happy and full life. Thanks. Whenever we offer these words, like I said, instead of focusing on any conflicts or hardships that we have in the world, instead let's put our minds to gratefulness. I know for some of you, you may be here without the loved ones that you had hoped to be here. And for that, we wrap our love around you for now, while you're thinking of that loss. Because even though those hardships come, and they'll come for every one of us, eventually, we have a duty here, and that duty is still to experience joy and love and life with one another. And we can't allow that grief and hardship to carry hard with us. So it's important that even though some of our loved ones aren't with us here today, we are here as human beings with each other. And so we see each other on this day and remind each other that life is good. And I also reminded you that we have a mother, that Mother Earth. She cares for us. She provides us everything we need for a happy and full life. And then I cheated. I said, Scott Yeti Nohonyo. We give thanks to everything all at one time. Because the true version of this takes over an hour to do. Because what the speaker is speaking about is everything in the universe. So if you could imagine how long you could speak about the things that you're grateful for in this world. Hopefully you can talk for a long time. But we talk to the water, the trees, the four-legged ones, the birds, all the animals, and just move up to all the things in the heavens. And when we arrive at that great mystery, some call God, Jesus, Buddha, Allah. For us, we refer to Sagwaidiso. It's this great mystery. We don't know what it is, but something made it. The Big Bang, whatever it is. Something put infinite wisdom in this universe to create life. And in that, for whatever it is, we offer our gratitude and thanks, and we put that into our hearts and minds before we do any business. And today is a great day of celebration and honor. And it's important that we remind us of all of those good things in the world at this time. Donatu.
Thank you. Thank you, Darren, for being here and sharing that with us today. It's a great way to start off our morning. Across our campuses, Spring Convocation is a season of celebration, reflection, and possibility. It's also a time when we pause to recognize years of hard work, determination, and achievement. It's also a time when we look ahead to a future filled with opportunities that we haven't yet imagined. Now, we often spend much of our lives focused on what comes next, yet we rarely stop to appreciate how far we've come or what we've achieved. So for every graduate about to cross the stage today, there's a story behind your achievement, a journey marked by perseverance, growth, and discovery. There were no doubt moments of excitement, moments of uncertainty, challenges that you overcame, lessons that you've learned, friendships formed, ambitions shaped. And along the way, you earned more than a degree. You became more knowledgeable, more resilient, and more prepared for whatever comes next. And that, in many ways, is the true value of what you've achieved as you cross this floor. To the parents, the families, and friends here today or watching us online, thank you for your support, your encouragement, and your sacrifices along the way, maybe even the tuition fees and whatnot. You did help make this moment possible. Every graduate sitting here today has a story. There were no doubt late nights and difficult assignments, self-doubt at times, some setbacks, and probably a few occasions where this day felt very, very far away. But you persevered, you adapted, and today you join the proud community of Laurier graduates as you begin the next chapter of your story. Now, the world you're stepping into isn't simple. This is a very common sentiment that comes up often in discussions these days. The headlines can feel overwhelming. Advanced technology is transforming industries at breathtaking speed. The nature of work is rapidly evolving. Geopolitical uncertainty seems ever present and volatile. Macroeconomic risk swings up and down, and the future sometimes feels uncertain and certainly difficult to predict. But something I wanted to share, and that's worth remembering. Every generation believes it's graduating into unusually uncertain times. And in many ways, that's true. Every generation is right. The world has always been changing. The circumstances may differ, the pace may differ, but uncertainty isn't new. What matters today is not whether change will happen, because it will. What matters is how you, as graduates, respond to it. And it's for that reason I'm very optimistic. Because of all the generations, yours perhaps may be prepared more than most. You've learned during a period of extraordinary disruption and transformation. You've developed resilience, adaptability, critical thinking, and the ability to work with people from different backgrounds and perspectives. These aren't just academic skills that you've picked up along the way, they're life skills and leadership skills that'll carry you well into the future. So as you move on from Laurier today, let me just leave you with a few things that I hope you'll remember. Things that come up, things that have helped me along the way. First, stay adaptable. Very few successful lives follow a straight line. Careers evolve, opportunities will emerge where you don't expect them. Many years from now, some of you may be doing work that doesn't even exist today. Don't become too attached to a single path. Focus instead on your ability to learn, adapt, and grow. Your degree isn't simply a destination. It really is a foundation of growth, of learning, and knowing how to adapt. And that'll be your greatest advantage. It's not knowing exactly where you're going, but it'll be your ability to navigate wherever the journey is going to take you. Secondly, define success your own way for yourself. There's enormous pressure to have everything figured out, to have the perfect career, the perfect salary, the perfect timeline. But real success is rarely measured by titles or paychecks or a straight line path to getting there. It's about purpose, it's about relationships, well-being, contribution, and impact. There's a quote that I recount every now and then to my kids who are very young. Today, you are you, and that is truer than true. There's no one alive who is youer than you. Yes, I just quoted Dr. Seuss at a convocation ceremony, but if you think about it, I do remind my kids of that quote because it always holds true. Your uniqueness is one of your greatest strengths, so don't be afraid to define your success on your terms and not on others. Third, invest in people, and while you do that, never stop learning. The relationships you build will shape your life far more than you realize. The friendships formed at Laurier, the mentors you encounter, your faculty, your colleagues you meet along the way will matter enormously. At the same time, stay very curious. The people who thrive in a changing world are those who continued learning long after formal education ends. And finally, be confident in taking action and giving back. Don't wait for perfect certainty. Most meaningful opportunities arrive before we're ready to take them on. Leadership often begins simply by taking that first step against all odds. And as you move forward, use those talents in the service of something bigger than yourselves. Whether through your profession, your community, your family, or a cause you care deeply about, including giving back to Laurier, find ways to make a difference. The world simply doesn't need more successful people. It needs more people who care, who contribute, who lead with integrity, and who leave things better than the way they found them. And that's the kind of leadership that we here at Laurier strive to develop. And that's the kind of leadership I think our world needs today more than ever before. Here at Laurier, we often talk about community and leadership and making a difference. Those aren't simply words that we celebrate today. They're values that now travel with you. They become part of your responsibility as Laurier graduates. You're now joining generations of Laurier alumni over the years who've built businesses and strengthened their communities and advanced knowledge and served others and helped shape our country and our world. Today, you, as graduates, become part of that story. So stay adaptable, define success on your own terms, invest in people, and never stop learning. Be confident in taking action and giving back, and above all, approach the future with the confidence that I know you have to deliver. We can't predict what lies ahead, but I know that you will rise to the challenges that be faced before you and the opportunities you'll embrace over the coming years. So the class of 26, our heartfelt congratulations to all of you. I'm now very, very pleased to welcome Dr. Deborah McClatchy, President and Vice Chancellor of the University, to bring greetings. Deborah.
Good morning, graduates, and welcome to the families, friends, and supporters who are here to celebrate with you. Congratulations. It's truly a pleasure to share this moment with you as we celebrate your achievements as graduates from the Faculty of Arts, the Faculty of Education, and the Faculty of Liberal Arts. Convocation marks the end of one journey and the beginning of another. And like many meaningful journeys, yours began with a step into an unfamiliar environment. Earlier this spring, I was reflecting on the idea of journeys into the unknown while watching the historic Artemis II mission around the far side of the moon. Like some of you perhaps, I followed closely as 4 astronauts, including Canada's own Jeremy Hansen, traveled farther from Earth than any humans in history. What struck me was not just the scale of the journey, but its familiarity. In many ways, what they experienced mirrors the journey that you have just completed. The astronauts committed to a path filled with uncertainty and the risk of failure. For a time, as they passed behind the far side of the moon, they were undertaking a completely new experience for any human. You made a similar leap when you came to Laurier. You stepped into the unknown. Now, you may have been wondering at that time, am I ready for this? Did I make the right decision? And most importantly, will I find my place and succeed? And like the astronauts, you launched into unfamiliar surroundings and committed yourself to learning, to growth, and to discovery. And in doing so, you changed. In space travel, there's a term for this process. It's called the overview effect. It was coined by Frank White, an educator, communications expert, and space philosopher. The overview effect describes the spaceflight experience, the transformative shift that astronauts undergo when they see and experience Earth from space for the first time. And I recently heard Chris Hadfield, the first Canadian commander of the International Space Station, speak of this very effect on stage at Lazaridis Hall on Laurier's Waterloo campus. Now, as seen from space, Earth is a small, bright, fragile orb suspended in a dark vacuum, a vacuum in which no other life may exist, or at least any kind of life as we know it. And in that viewing, the astronaut's perspective of the interconnectedness of humanity and our reliance on each other and the Earth's ecosystems in the inhospitableness of space shifts. Astronauts report returning to Earth with a profound commitment protecting and caring for our planet and each other. Feelings not just of wonder, but of gratitude and connection. And you heard Dr. Thomas, our AVP of Indigenous Initiatives, talk a little bit about that this morning as well from the Indigenous perspective. And this is why astronaut Roberta Bondar, the first Canadian woman and neurologist in space, runs a foundation that focuses on recognizing that human health and survival are deeply intertwined with nature and with our planet's health. Her foundation focuses on the lessons we can learn from the migratory paths of endangered bird species using photographs not just from Earth, but from satellites in space. Now, you may not have seen Earth from orbit, but you have experienced your own version of this shift. During your time at Laurier, you have encountered new ideas, new perspectives, and new people. You've been challenged to think differently, to question assumptions, and to see the world in more complex ways. A university education examines the complexity of the world, and it teaches you something equally important: intellectual humility. The irony is, now that you have more knowledge and experience, you also have the understanding that there is always more to learn, more to question, and more to discover. And I hope that you will carry with you this new perspective and will remain curious and open to both exploration and wonder. Space travel begins with a launch, and this ceremony too is a kind of launch. We cannot wait to see where you journey next and the impact you will make along the way. Congratulations, graduates, and my very best wishes as you begin this exciting new chapter. Chancellor Patel, I have the honor of presenting Sir George Herbert Bershaw, the honorary degree recipient this morning, and I invite Kelly Morrison to read the citation.
Chancellor Patel, President and Vice Chancellor McClatchy, faculty, graduates, and guests. My name is Kelly Morrison. I'm a PhD candidate in the Department of History here at Laurier, and it is my great honor to present Sir George Herbert Beardshaw, who is being recognized today for his outstanding contributions to both British home child and military veteran advocacy in Canada. George was born in 1923 in Yorkshire, England, and entered institutional care at the age of 3 through Dr. Bernardo's homes. Believing himself to be orphaned, he was later sent to Canada as part of the British Home Child Program. This was a state-supported migration scheme that for nearly a century, from the 1860s, sent more than 100,000 poor and orphaned British children to Canada to work as farm laborers and domestic servants. As a teenager, George was placed on a farm near Lindsay, Ontario, under a contract of labor signed on his behalf, where he experienced several years of hardship and instability. At the age of 18, he enlisted in the Canadian Army, joining the Queen's Own Rifles of Canada. During training in England, he discovered that members of his family were still alive, and he was briefly united with them. He later landed in Normandy in July of 1944, following the initial D-Day invasion, and served in active combat through France and the Netherlands. George was captured by the Nazis and spent the balance of the Second World War as a prisoner of war. After the war, he built a life in Canada, becoming a citizen under the Citizenship Act, married his wife, Emma, and settled in London, Ontario. George's life story is one of resilience, bravery, and service. In the 80 years since the end of the Second World War, George has been a proud member of Canada's veteran community and a dedicated advocate for the recognition of the lived experiences of British home children in this country. At the age of 102, he'll actually be 103 in September, he is now the only living home child in Canada and the last member of the Queen's Own Rifles from the Second World War era. Over the past decades, George has played an important role in preserving and sharing the history of the Second World War and the Home Child program through interviews, public appearances, and educational outreach. Most recently, he has taken part in a BBC broadcast on home children, and in 2023, George was publicly interviewed as part of the Laurier History Department's People Make History speaker series. It was wonderful to see him interacting with young history students at the luncheon that followed. His willingness to share his story through multiple mediums has deepened public understanding of both the home child experience and Canada's wartime past. George's legacy has been honored through many invitations to commemorative events. Over the years, he has taken part in countless video segments, speaking engagements, interviews, and fundraisers. In 2018, he was interviewed by the Canadian War Museum. In 2022, he received the French Legion of Honor Medal and an honorary knighthood for his part in the liberation of France in the Second World War. In 2023, at the age of 100, he was honored to lay a wreath at the cenotaph as part of the London, Ontario Remembrance Day ceremony. It was noted on that day that when we are looking for a veteran to stand up for other veterans, George is our man. The awarding of an honorary doctorate to George Beardshaw further acknowledges his role in advancing historical understanding, community citizenship, and intergenerational learning in Canada. It reflects Wilfrid Laurier University's core values of excellence in learning and leadership, and its dedication to fostering engaged and aware citizens in an increasingly complex world. In recognizing George, Laurier affirms its guiding principle, Veritas omnia vincit, truth conquers all, by honoring lived experience as a vital form of knowledge. Those who know George well know that he's a very humble guy and might be sitting there thinking, wow, such a fuss is being made over me. We would just like to remind you, George, that in honoring you, we also claim the opportunity to acknowledge the hundreds of thousands of home children and Canadian veterans who have come before you. But you are more than just their representative. We honor you because you have lived a life of service and dedication to your communities and to your adopted country of Canada. We thank you for all that you have given of yourself. Chancellor Patel, I'm instructed by the Senate of the University to request you to admit to the degree of Honorary Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, Sir George Herbert Beardshaw.
George Herbert Beardshaw, by virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations.
I now have the pleasure of requesting that Dr. George Herbert Beardshaw address Convocation.
Oh, I have to. Yes, there you go. Read this. Oh. We can hear you. Yeah. I would like to say thank you to Laurier University and the committee for this amazing honor. I am overwhelmed to be acknowledged in such a wonderful way. I would also like to thank Kelly Morrison and her supervisor, Tara Brookfield, who have assisted me to get to the word out about my life and military service many times in the interviews and presentations with Laurier students and many other people for several years now. I have enjoyed those times very much and with everybody. This too definitely the most treasured honor to receive at 102 years old of age. Thank you all sincerely. Oh, bless you all. Bless you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
What an amazing life. And to think about what you can do in your life to make a difference, I feel overwhelmed. So thank you so much. Good morning. My name is Heidi Northwood. I'm the Provost and Vice President Academic here at Laurier. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce some of our colleagues who are participating in today's ceremony. Joining me on stage is our Bettel, where is she? There you are, who carried in the mace, and that's Stacy Wilson Forsberg. Hooding graduates today will be James Cairns and Carrie Ewart. I love this campus so much. And the Dean's greeting graduates today are Tara Brookfield and Maria Cantillini-Williams. We are so pleased to celebrate your achievement with your family and your friends. I know they, along with your classmates and faculty, played an integral and important role in your journey. So please just take a moment and think about what you've done as graduates, but also those who brought you here, all of those text messages and care packages, maybe a couple loads of laundry, all of the lifting you up and the holding you where you need to be where you are today. Please join me in recognizing those around you. And now it's time to begin the conferral process. Will all those who are here to receive degrees and diplomas please rise as you are able? Chancellor Patel, I take great pleasure in presenting those who have successfully completed the studies prescribed, fulfilled all the conditions thereto appointed, and been recommended for degrees and diplomas by the Senate of the University.
In accordance with the laws of the Province of Ontario and by virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you to the degrees and diplomas as shall be announced by the presenters. Graduates, our marshals will now instruct you to come backstage, and we'll just take a moment to get set up.
My name is David Olivier, and I have the privilege of reading the names of the talented graduates today. Please forgive me for any mispronunciations. This is an exciting day, and Laurier takes pride in the accomplishments of all graduates. We welcome applause to acknowledge your graduates and show how proud you are of them. Graduates and guests are asked to remain in their seats until all graduates have received their degrees and diplomas and convocation is completed. Today, some of our Indigenous graduates may receive a unique stole with symbolic meaning. One side of the stole depicts the dish with one spoon treaty wampum belt between the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe. This land is part of the dish with one spoon treaty between the Haudenosaunee and Anishinaabe peoples and symbolizes the agreement to share, protect our resources, and not to engage in conflict. On the other side of the stole is the Office of Indigenous Initiatives logo. Based on the Haudenosaunee creation story, our logo reminds us of how the first seeds of life on Earth were planted on the back of a turtle. The inner segments of the dome represent the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, 7 grandfather teachings: love, respect, wisdom, bravery, truth, honesty, and humility. The golden rays of the sun symbolize enlightenment, learning, and new beginnings. The Métis beaded purple flower represents the gifts of plant life from the sky world, which encourage and sustain life. The entire design rests on the waters of life. Chancellor Patel, I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors Program, Faculty of Arts. Abby Marie Barrett. James Thomas Breckner. Owen Keith Dearlove. Alexander David Frank Margavio. Herbert Gary Prince. Nelly Wisniewska. Chancellor Patel, this ends the list of those presented for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors Program, Faculty of Arts. Is this before or after? Okay. Cheyenne Sun. I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, General Program, Faculty of Arts. Victoria Catherine Windle. Chancellor Patel, this ends the list of those presented for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, General Program, Faculty of Arts.
My name is Jennifer Straub. I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Bachelor of Education, Faculty of Education. Miriam Al-Sari. Emily Anastasia Al-Janburi. Emily Ann Anger. Noah John Aquino. Sydney Alexandra Bain. Mawida Bakar. Zia Boulage. Rachel Barca. Grace Ann Barrington. Emily Teresia Bjorgen. Caitlin Jean Flo. Kate Emsley Boucher. Ileana Boutasis. Marley Elizabeth Bremner. Graham Victor Brody. Cameron Isabel Brown. Lauren Buckley. Kelly Ann Burdon. Haley Brianna Bursey. Liam Rose Chapin. Amber Lee Marie Korzepli. Giancarlo Chimato. Naomi Collins. Amy Rose Dulises Camacchio. Shannon Colleen Cook. Erin Michelle Corvaro. Christiana Marie Lucia D'Amico. Hannah Catherine Davies. Medina Dean. Natalie Grace DL. My Doe. Elliot Jane Downey. William Henry Hart Downey. Adam Edward Parker Downey. Madison Lee Drescher. Catherine Grace Dunn. Madison Nicole Edwards. Katrina Dora Andrizzi. Josh Tyler Ferenz. Sophia Grace Fielding. Emma Finholm. Brianna Ford. Joshua Foreman. Sydney Lynn Elsie Furman. Our next graduate is a medal winner and recipient of the Alumni Gold Medal for the Faculty of Education. Emma Kathleen George. Kylie Catherine Gorza. Carly Jessie Gaustis. Cameron Ian Hamilton. Kate Alexandra Henderson. Erica Henwood Allen. Jamie Lynn Hogel. Summer Harash. Elena Inrig. Jaden Ippolito. Megan Ann Irish. Claire Jackson. Emily Jane James. Hannah Marie Yancey. Luke Cameron Joannette. Bettina Sophia Caps. Artur Capron. Abby Rosa Kay. Megan Kiesel. Min Kim. Griffin Duncan King. Lucas Klein. Hannah Knowles. Sarah Komarowski. Allison Marie Kovacs. Kayla Bernice Kacharzik. Aiden Riley George Lane. Sabrina Lana Lastella. Vanessa Brienne Lavigne. Brittany Leggett. Caitlin Mackenzie Madigan. Matthew Patrick Leduc Morostiga. Ethan McDonough. Heather Elaine McElrath. Lauren Sarah Mew. Victoria Nicole Mihalik. Sarah Elizabeth Milligan. Jade Elizabeth Mitchellmore. Mia Luolan Morrose. Samantha Strong Murphy. Mara Nazwadi. Alyssa Nicole Nerland. Christine Nicole O'Brien. Nicole Palanchar. Anastasia Partila. This is so exciting. Jessica Paul. Darcy Alida Penders. Michaela Sofia Pereira. Maya Piccolo Favretto. Olivia Marie Pink. Shira Marie Plumstead. Taylor Ann Poole. Matthew John Quigley. Maham Rana. Isaiah Raspa. Brandon Reed. Cameron Rocha. Braden Rosso. Emily Schnob. Dominique Schibera. Tatiana Selgrad. Emily Victoria Ferreira Cero. The next graduate is a medal winner, recipient of the Alumni Gold Medal for the Faculty of Education, Shauna Marie Sims. Madison Scholl Pedersen. Mitchell Paul Stanofsky. Salma Salim Sumaya. Dylan Simic. Catherine Michelle Taylor. Samantha Veronica Terpstra. Parker James Morgan Terryberry. Gabrielle Ariane Tuba. Brianne Tudesco. Charlene Vander Cohen. Selena Emma Volpentesta. Hannah Nicole Waller. Alexander Randy Wedler. Hannah Whitehorn. Sarah Louise Williams. Christina Wilson. Madeline Drew Winters. Abigail Elizabeth Zwepp. Chancellor Patel, this ends the list of those presented for the degree of Bachelor of Education, Faculty of Education.
Me again. I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Masters of Science, Faculty of Liberal Arts. Temujin Omobosala Akinlade. Oniyini Francis Chigiria. Dalig Huang. Jerome Huang. Hejin Kim. Lauren Mascio. Stephen Michael. Mazumder Rahul Kamal. Naomi Arezvez. Kanika Varma. Sin Wen. Siyu Shu. Shoyu Shiu. Tracy Zeng. Chancellor Patel, this ends the list of those presented for the degree of Master of Science, Faculty of Liberal Arts. I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Master of Arts, Faculty of Liberal Arts. Gabriella Antonia Raslick. Chancellor Patel, this ends the list of those presented for the degree of Master of Arts, Faculty of Liberal Arts. Now I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Honors Program, Faculty of Liberal Arts. Olua Thomason William Adesina. Hala Alhaj Ali. Caitlin May Banton. Magdalene Burrock. Cameron Marie Bex. Alyssa Emily Bale. Eliza Berbatovich. Kirby Howard Blackman. Taylor Jean Winslow Blandford, and she is being hooded by her father. Kelsey Bookbinder. Hannah Marie Botso. Heather Grace Burns. Paige Cole. Maya DeJoto. Alia Eblen. Rihanna Jane Elaine Fraser. Serena Ana Maria Gambali. Marisa Madalena Janassi. Juan Manuel Gomez Villamizar. Aislinn Inez Lemery Hagen. Mitchell Alexander Hartman. Isabel Greer Hauser. Natalie Lauren Hearn. Rebecca Hewlett. Serena Lee James. Don Antonio Himesha Damien Giowix Crema. Claire Louise Langell. Zoe Alexandra Lowe. Vivek Madhu. Catherine May McGrath. Kieran Gordon Middleton. Shannon Eve Millette. Nilab Obaidi. Sanya Kaur Obroy. Cinderella Orfali. Nia Pancholi. Justin Leslie Park. Fabiana Penagos. Sierra May Puffer. Marissa Nicole Punter. Serenity Ruth Racy. Brooke Rodriguez. Ryan Jeffrey Sanders. Martina Amelia Santos. Dominique Lily Schantz. Grace Nicole Sibick. Caitlin Stewart. Brianna Lynn Strauss. Madeline Sullivan. Paige Riley Sweeting. Lauren Victoria Pike Waters. Heather Marie Williamson. Chancellor Patel, this ends the list of those presented for the degree of Bachelor of Arts Honors Program, Faculty of Liberal Arts. I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Faculty of Liberal Arts. Joshua Kayan Damgi. Brittany Caitlin Eskrick. Cristobal Enrique Mendez. Oludare Jude Obidi. Nosa Oruwense. Chancellor Patel, this ends the list of those presented for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Faculty of Liberal Arts. I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, General Program, Faculty of Liberal Arts. Autumn Cave. Danielle Chen Mangaroo. Madison Ann Crouch. Janaea Sarah Trinity Gates Julian. Monique Natalie Thompson. Marika Van Weingarten. Chancellor Patel, this ends the list of those presented for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, General Program, Faculty of Liberal Arts. I am pleased to present the following for the degree of Bachelor of Design Honors Program, Faculty of Liberal Arts. Olivia Alexandra Bartlett. Alia Bibi. Maya Ella Sertosi. Ryu Matthew Chen. Daniel Wei Yung Chung. Joshua Miguel da Silva. The next has been awarded the Governor General's Academic Medal. The Governor General's Academic Medal, established in 1873, is one of the most prestigious awards that can be achieved by a student in a Canadian education institution for exceptional academic achievement. On behalf of Their Excellency, the Right Honourable Mary Simon, Governor General of Canada, well, actually Louise Arbour now, I am pleased to present this academic medal, along with the Alumni Gold Medal for the Faculty of Liberal Arts, to Lionel Epp. Lionel Epp. Abiba Arurabe Ekbeyemi. Kaylee Pearl Gardner. Shane Thomas Hennessy. Ion Herwa. Chloe Hope Hung. Hadi Jenagir. Alexander Michael McAllister. Clara Isabel Mendiola. Caleb Daniel Nolette. Bavneet Kaur Sandhu. Michaela Saravale. Nithda Sanar. Fahad Sheikh. Maneet Kaur Sodhi. Min Hui Tran. Liana Valdez. Jade Annalise Weaver. Joshua Elliott Yang. Chancellor Patel, this ends the list of those presented for the degree of Bachelor of Design Honors Program, Faculty of Liberal Arts.
Chancellor Patel, on behalf of Senate, I request that you confer degrees in absentia to the eligible candidates who were unable to be here today.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I confer degrees in absentia to the eligible candidates who are unable to be present today. Congratulations once again to all of our graduates. To our graduates, you are now part of this 133,000 member Laurier alumni community, graduates living and working around the world. As you leave here today, I invite you to please stay connected to the university as Laurier alumni, whether that's coming back with your friends for homecoming or a reunion, or volunteering to be a panelist, classroom speaker, competition judge, alumni association, whatever. At the very least, keep wearing that purple and gold with a lot of pride, Before we close, I want to acknowledge the Laurier Symphony Orchestra who recorded the music played today, just for Convocation, and all those that made this morning's session hugely successful and a great celebration. Join us at One Market across the street as we continue the celebrations. And once again, congratulations to all of our graduates. And thank you all, families, friends, and guests for joining us today. I'm going to ask you to please stand if you're able for the recessional as we proceed out and I will say with that, look forward to one last big cheer because Convocation is now dismissed.